So I totally forgot the whole intro for this video. So here's me the next, right before I wanted to upload the video, coming on here, just telling you what exactly it is. So my name is Melanie and I'm with Southern Belle Makeup. And for this video, I wanted to test out 4 of the shades from the James Charles palette, B Flashback, Pinkity Drinkity, and 518, to see which concealer or primer I owned worked best for the pigmentation of those colors. Which one of these products could I use for like cut creases and things like that that would give me the best payoff for color only. This really ended up hurting my eyelids, and I like couldn't even wear makeup yesterday at all because they were just so sensitive. So please, please like this video, and don't forget to leave a comment down below telling me if you like the content I'm putting out, because I am still very new to YouTube. I can't even get my days right to put up a video yet. I'm working on it though. I'm trying so hard. But just let me know if you're enjoying the content, because if you're not, I don't want to continue to give you something you're not wanting. But hopefully you are enjoying it, and I thank you so much for hanging out with me. And let's go ahead and jump into the video. To get us started, I just wanted to show you, this is all the concealer and primers that I have. I've already taken them. And so, yeah, I don't have enough that you would say that, oh, yeah, you need to do a declutter. No, I have a handful. This is the top part of the little chubby that comes with his brush set. So we're going to go through these to try to find out which of his light shades works best with what gets the most pigment. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for pigment above all else. I want to get this like bright yellow that's in the palette. I don't want it to just look like a burnt yellow. And then I want Pinkity Drinkity to actually show up because it's still light pink. And then 518 can show up pretty well, but I want it to be as orange as it is in the palette. I want this like bright, in your face orange. I also want to try out Flashback, the white. I want it to be white. So we're going to figure out which of these work the best with the shades, which ones allow them to have the best pigment and still be blendable. But I think really for these, I'm looking for more, what should I use on my cut crease to get the best pigment for these? Not really blendability, more of pigment. I want the color to be blinding in your face. So the first one we're going to use is Hard Candy Glamouflage. This was very popular a few years ago. And this one is watery and kind of wet. I mean, like, it's very wet. So we're definitely going to, and it's supposed to be like super heavy duty. So we're going to take this, and we're going to take the Morphe M173, which is in his brush collection, and we're going to just pack it on the lid, and we're going to take those shades, and we're going to put them on there to see which ones we can get the best color with. Okay. So I'm putting it on my hand first, going into the brush, and then going on the lid. I'm going to walk you through what I'm doing on this, just this concealer, because this is a concealer, not an eye primer. And then after I walk you through how I do it on this one, I think I'm going to be silent and just show you the products for all the other ones. And just like with a picture or something. Just so you can have that frame of mind. But I'm going to be doing the exact same thing to every single one of these. I'm not going to be setting them with powder. I'm just putting them on my lid and all over my eye, all the way up to my brow and even outside of it. So I have plenty of lid space. And I am taking his brushes again. I'm going to take a blender brush first, and we are going to go into Flashback. And I think I'm going to do Flashback right by the eyebrow. can't tell at all. And I did get some concealer on the brush when I did that. So let's go back into Flashback and we're gonna pack it on. This is my third layer. Fourth layer. That layer kind of did like blend, so we're gonna go into a fifth layer. Okay, so I think I finally got it pretty white. Now we're going into 518 just because I already have a brush that is super orange. Okay, and we're going to pack it under the white. I mean, that's pretty orange so far. I would say that one's pretty orange. Okay, so that one didn't take much at all. All it did was take a wet base to get it that orange, and then I just packed it on, and then I kind of blended. And I didn't even blend that much, but it did blend pretty well. Okay, so now we're gonna go into B. We're taking an M433. That's exactly what the white one was. The one we used for Flashback, it was the M433 as well. So we're taking that same kind of fluffy brush for B. I'm gonna take this right under 513 or 518, sorry. So it's still not really there. I think that's pretty much what we're gonna get for that one. I mean, it's yellow. Maybe with the orange right there, it looks more burnt. I may need to switch, put the orange up at the top, then put the white between them, and then do the yellow. I mean, it looks very yellow. Okay, and now we're going to go into Pinkity Drinkity. I have another M433, because we have 3 of those in the set. It looks skin tone right there. I just don't think, I think skin tone is what I'm going to be getting with Pinkity Drinkity. Here, let me swatch this one. Here, I have a little bit of the Glamouflage concealer still on my hand, so I just did that. And now I'm taking it and I'm packing it on with my finger. Yeah, so it looks like that's about the best I'm going to be getting on it. I don't think that one's ever going to be like super like pastel pink. Oh, I need some more. Make close. Okay, but yeah, you get the idea. This is what we're going to do on every single eye with a lot of these. So this one is, again, Glamouflage Hard Candy. So I'm going to try to just hold it up in the picture, and then I'm going to do this so we can just compare them all at the end, like in a big collage, and I can just really talk to you about them. Which one worked the best with pigmentation. My eyelids are so tired and they're just so sensitive right now. I literally, how many of this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 highlighters, concealers, primers, concealers, and one highlighter. Whew, I didn't do both on both eyes. I just did. So basically, each eye has had their eyes done 10 times a day. That was hard. I made sure not to be too rough with them when I was taking it off. So out of all the pictures, now what I did when I did every single eye, I did end up changing how I did. I just stuck with these 4, M441, M4, and so I got 3 M433s, and I have 1 M441. So this was the pink one, this was the white one, yellow, and orange. So through all of this, because I knew the white color, which is flashback, and the yellow color, which is B, those were the 2 that I was like mainly concerned about. I want those. I want it to be a white. I want it to be a yellow. So I kept track of how many layers. Every time I had to dip back into the color and put more on my eye, that was a layer. So I kept track with how many layers I did. And there are some that were just awful, like 7 layers, 8 layers. I tried to get about the same consistency, like the same color payoff. Some of them I was not spending that much time trying to get it. Once I started, after about the 12th one, I would only do like 5 or 6, and then I would go by the pictures, you know. With that being said, with looking at the picture and with the number of layers I used, there were 2 that were my favorite out of all of these, which is kind of crazy. They're not primers. They're not primers. They were not set, and yet these 2 were the best. Now, I did go through these and really feel the texture of them on my hand and really like pay attention to that and write that down. So the 2 that work the best are drier formulas, though. They're drier. Now, they are a little different. So they're both dry, but they're still a little different. So the first one that was really just amazing is the Smashbox Studio Skin 24-Hour Waterproof Concealer. This is in the shade Light, so it's very, very light. I only used 5 layers of B, which is actually relatively small compared to other layers of B. And then for the white, where this one really shined, where it shone or shone, whatever. It was only 3 layers of the white. And this one, I thought the white was the best on this one. It looks so good. So that's awesome. Let me go ahead and quickly show you the picture of it. See, very, very, very pretty. I'm so sorry about the picture, though. I know that the pictures are not the greatest. I'm sorry. So this one is just dry. When you put it on, it's like, it's thin, but once you pack it on and move it around, it dries very, very quickly. That's what I noticed with it. Like I just did that, and it's pretty much all the way dry almost. Yeah, now it is. That took less than 10 seconds for that to dry completely. So with that being said, I mean, this is fantastic for the primer for it. The other one is the Wet n Wild concealer. This one has a drier formula, but it has some stick to it, which is a little different. It is a little like thin compared to other ones, just like the Smashbox. And again, it is dry, but it dries down faster than this Smashbox too, but it has a little bit of stick even now. I'm sitting here touching it, and but even now I'm touching it, and it has some stick right there. So I believe that James Charles was right when he was doing his reveal on this, is that it does need a drier formula. But I mean, I have primers here. I used primers. I use the Wet n Wild primer. I use the Urban Decay primer. I used primers, and there were some other ones too. But these two concealers were the absolute best. Now, out of all the ones that I'm going to show you and used, the one that I was most surprised by is the Rimmel stick. Looking back at the pictures, I don't think I built them up as much as they could go, but the Rimmel stick, it's dry with a little bit of stick as well, and it actually built up the white layers pretty quickly. I only did 3 layers of the white layer on it, and I felt like it was a really nice white. Again, this video is not for the quality of like blending or anything. This is just speaking to what particular formula should you use when you're trying to use these light colors. What's going to give you the best payoff, the best pigment? I'm not looking at blendability. I'm looking at pigment and payoff, and which one's going to pack that punch there. This palette is amazing, and I'm so glad that I was able to get it. But I'm a big sucker for yellows. I love yellows so much. When I see yellow in a palette, I want it to look like this on my eyes, and it's so difficult to. So that's really why I wanted to do this. I want to see which one worked best for this palette, and then I think I'm going to go ahead and jump into which one works best for all yellows to see if I can get like a consistency there, so that my yellow colors will be super bright. So, I hope you liked the video. I hope it was informative. I hope it showed you what you were looking for. And, I'm going to put the formulas and the layers of B and the layers for flashback that I used in the description box. So if you want to go product by product just to see if you have any of the similar products, definitely look in the description box below. That's something that's kind of new that I haven't done in all my other videos. I worked really hard on this. So I just wanted to make sure I got you all the information. Again, my name is Melanie. So if you like the video, if you like my style, then go ahead and hit that big red subscribe button down below. And thank you so much for watching. Bye, y'all.